Welcome ladies and gents, and today we are riding this monster, a big black Harley-Davidson Electra Glide. And despite its shiny, glamorous appearance, this is a 3-year-old bike, off the showroom of Bikeshop Rivonia. It has just 3,000 kilometers on the clock, and it's on sale for 350,000 Rand, a big chunk of money off the brand new price.
So here's, again, back to the big thing about this motorcycle is that it's 3 years old. It's got 3,000, just short of 3,000 kilometers on the clock. It's just about new. It's not the latest model, you know, there are upgrades on the latest models, and if you want those, please go for it. But then again, this is still a great motorcycle. A really, really great motorcycle. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm looking around, I'm trying to find blemishes, scratches, everything. I can't find any. This thing, I mean, if someone had told me this was a brand new bike from a dealer, 2024 model even, I'd believe him. I would.
Right, but first we need to talk about the important stuff.
See, it's got a horn that sounds like a car. See, I'm getting all American. I didn't say hooter, I said horn.
Okay, but seriously, here's the really important stuff.
So, gentlemen especially, when you go to buy a new couch, you'll walk into the furniture shop, and this is what happens. You don't look and see which one looks the nicest. No, you go and sit your bum in each couch. And there will be a certain couch you're going to sit down on, and you're going to go, yes. You're just going to sit down and you're going to go, yes. That's what happened this morning when I first sat down on this seat. Now, I've been giving a lot of the manufacturers grief the last few years, because, especially with bikes, the adventure bikes, because their bloody seats are so damn hard. Not this one. This one I sat down, I said yes. I could go and park this in my living room, watch TV, eat popcorn, drink coffee, whatever. In this seat, I would be happy. Apart from that, it's got a great sort of wind protection over here. It's got plenty. It was raining early on, and you know what, even riding in quite heavy rain, my shoulders got a little bit wet, my visor got a little bit wet, the rest of me was completely dry. It's got air conditioning, that's good.
All that makes sense because it is a touring motorcycle with such things as a touchscreen infotainment center. And with that, seriously, let's talk about the really important stuff.
It's got a great stereo system. Even at speed on the freeway, you can still hear stuff. It can connect to your phone and all that. But here's the problem, right? Especially in a big blacked out motorcycle like this. It looks kind of badass, you know. The problem is that every now and again, especially when you play the radio or even on your own phone, something embarrassing comes up. Like for some reason, you've got the Backstreet Boys or something. And then people can hear you on this. All the people around can hear what you're playing. And then they're going to be like, ooh, you know. So you got to watch out. If you want to be extra careful on this bike, you need to dress up like Darth Vader. Get a Darth Vader outfit, and then play the Darth Vader theme tune, the Imperial March. Unfortunately, we can't play it right now because, as the kids say, Disney's lawyers will be all up in our junk. But you know the one. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. If I owned this bike, I would be constantly in a Darth Vader outfit with that theme song constantly played, and I'd just go places like that.
Alright, seriously now, let's look at the bits of the big black Glide that are motorcycle. For example, this model has a Milwaukee 8114 motor. That means that it's a motor from Milwaukee, like the rest of Harley-Davidson. It has 8 valves and 114 cubic inches of cylinder. In real English, it is an 1868cc air-cooled V-twin with good old-fashioned push rods. All this creates a somewhat pedestrian 97 horsepower, which will not really raise any eyebrows. But the 160 Nm of torque might. This is all very good, but it's not the greatest.
This motor is lovely. It's real sort of Harley, sort of, you know, chug around. You stick it in third gear. You can go through traffic, through slow stuff, or put it in top gear, sit on the freeway. I mean, the only real gears you need on this thing is first, third, and sixth, and that's it. You'll be fine. I don't know why they put all the others. The only problem with this is the 114 motor, which is a nice motor. It's just not as good as the 117, the new 117. It's a fantastic motor. That even newer one, that Revolution Max, the one in the Sportster and the Pan America, that's even better. So, this is a good motor, but to be honest, it's not quite those ones.
Then we get to the elephant in the room. In this case, it's a big black elephant with a Harley-Davidson sticker on it.
So, this is where it's different between this one and some of the other bikes, is that the entire front fairing and all the setup is connected to the handlebars. So when you turn the handlebars, the whole thing moves, which means the steering is quite a lot heavier. But I don't know, I've never really thought of that as a problem. It's only something I thought of a while ago, going, oh yeah, some of those other ones, the steering's lighter because the fairing's not attached. But for me, it doesn't actually make a difference. I like to work a bit to get my bike to steer. You feel like you want to earn it.
There is that, combined with a wet weight of 391 kilograms, which is a lot of kilograms. In the old days, bikes like this were a massive handful to do pretty much anything with. They felt top heavy when you're going slowly. They got a touch wobbly when you were going fast. In the corners, it felt as though the back and the front wheels were attached to different motorcycles. Nowadays though, manufacturers are getting much better at building these motorbike things. The bigger ABS brakes have no problem stopping a machine this big. The weight is all centralized and lowered, so much so that you hardly even notice it. The seat height is so tiny that the shortest of little dumplings can easily touch the floor and even manhandle this beast. The frame is stiffer and better calculated, taming those rebel wheels, and all this actually makes cornering fun.
What I like about the handling on this bike is, again, it's a feeling of achievement, similar to the steering. You turn in, yeah, on a sports bike you kind of feel that you're underwhelming the bike. On this thing you're like, oh, look what I did. On a bike like this, yeah, achievement.
And so here we have a motorcycle that's badass to look at, comfortable on the elderly hemorrhoids, fun to ride, classy to own, and feels basically new, but cheaper to buy. So where is the downside?
We've said this before, Harley-Davidson's biggest problem is Harley-Davidson. You could buy as many bikes like this. Guys buy them, they use them a few weekends in the year, keep it for a year or two, get tired, start boating or something like that, and then sell it. Or buy a new one, or move to something else. There's a ton of Harley-Davidson sitting around with hardly any mileage, almost pristine, for way cheaper than the new bikes. It'd be silly not to take advantage of that.